Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Poddy Break. I have with me one of my producers, Ash Casanova, my other producer, Anthony, say it.
Showrunner.
Chris. And joining us for a brand new episode, I have with me my very close friend. She's a model. She's hilarious. She's gorgeous. She also does YouTube now. Dakota! Yes!
Thank you.
Yes, I had to give you that proper introduction. Gotta let these bitches know. How are you? How was the drive over?
It was great.
Yeah?
I personally don't drive in Los Angeles.
Oh.
My boyfriend drives me everywhere, but it was a great ride.
Oh my god, she was passenger princess. Yeah, that was good.
The roads are scary here.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first got here, like it was genuinely like so hard to get used to it, but like okay. It was like the first 2 times I was like, I think I'm gonna die. But after that, like when I was living in Florida, I literally like hated how slow everybody was. So when I got here, I was like, oh my god, wait a minute, this is my dream come true. Wait. So I got really used to it pretty fast, and now I love driving in LA. But
That's funny you say you like how fast people are, because I literally think of it as Dune, Mad Max vibes, like Fury Road type shit.
That is how it feels like when I'm getting through traffic. Literally.
It's scary.
I mean, if you want to get to where you're gonna be and like you have like a call time of like 10 a.m., like you have to like, you know, turn on some Tokyo Drift. Yeah, it's do or die.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift. Like
Do you mind saying where you're from, or do you like keeping that private?
Oh, I'm from Texas.
Oh, yes. Southern Queen.
Yeah, we're
yes.
Southern Belles.
Exactly. Yeah, because I always say I'm from Florida, but I was born in Alabama, so. Yeah.
No, I know when I first met you, I was like, I like her country twang. And then you said Alabama, I'm like, I know that's right.
See, exactly, yeah. We immediately bonded. When you find somebody from the South on the like West Coast, you're like, motherfucker.
Sister.
We found it, we made it, we got out. Like, literally. Yeah, getting out of the South. The South is such a weird place.
Yeah. I got lucky. I moved with my family. My dad got a job in Arizona.
Mhm.
So when I was like 14, we moved to the West Coast, and it changed my life.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't even know how I lived in Texas. And you know, when you're from the South, you kind of, the way of life there, nobody leaves.
Yeah.
They're like content as they should be, I suppose. But I never had plans of leaving Texas until I was forced when my dad got a new job. And I was like, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, no, it really is. Because like when you leave, like you're all like distraught. You're like, what the fuck? Like this is the place that I was going to be forever and ever. And like these are the people that I knew forever and ever. And then you leave and you're like, thank God. Like I was literally in a war zone, dude. Like fucking like Munchausen's type shit. Like,
and you realize how country the South is too. I remember when I lived in Texas, people would be like, oh, Texas is so country. And I'd be like, no, it's not. And then I moved to Arizona, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so country.
Yeah.
I remember my friends in school, they would like ask me a question. I'd be like, heck no. And they'd be like, heck no.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Just randomly saying yeehaw. Like,
Even my friends catch me now. Like, I'll be like, what? They want to squabble? And they're like, squabble? Like,
That's
like,
funny.
what?
Dude, I love squabble. Yeah, see, and what I love about the southern states is that they all have their own lingo. Like, I have not heard squabble. Like, I haven't. No, I mean, like, I could hear it, but I haven't heard it. You know what I mean? That is so funny. Yeah, we have a lot of weird shit like fixing. Like, I'm fixing to beat your ass. Like, I'm gonna whoop that ass. Like, I'm fixing to whoop that ass. Like, yeah, that's a pretty common one. Yeah.
Or like when someone, like I like to say, like, he ain't gonna step. Like my mom would say, he ain't gonna step.
He ain't gonna step.
Like, he ain't. Like,
no, literally. There was one, it's funny, Florida has like a lot of like weird ass lingo, like green, like, oh, you're green as fuck. Like, you know, like you heard that?
Like new, naive.
Or like, oh, you're a jit. What's up, jit?
Oh my goodness, when I first went to Florida and heard jit, I'm like, that just don't sound right. It's like, it means time. I'm like,
what did you call me?
I'm like, jit.
That's so funny, dude. I used to be obsessed with saying jit. And like, I used to always get called jit all the time. Well, because I was always like buying weed and I was like, I don't know, like way too young to be buying weed.
Yeah,
Like in
right.
high school and shit. They'd be like, "What's up, G? You want a G?" Like literally always.
That's so funny. That's so Florida.
Yeah, it really is. I kind of miss it. Like at the same time, like the aesthetic was definitely something, but like, oh god, yeah, no, I don't know. Like you can have like a weird amount of fun in the South because there's nothing the fuck else to do. But
Yeah, that is
once you
true.
leave, you can't really have that fun again.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
you guys, what are you doing with your life? Like, you want to help them.
You want to help them.
You
It
do.
does.
You want to save them.
I know.
Like, there's more to life, you know?
Literally, do you do that thing every time you go home that you try to
Yeah.
like help them and stuff?
Yeah, admittedly, I don't go home that often.
Me
and
either.
You will not catch me in Texas, like, ever.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, but I do try to be like, hey.
Yeah,
stop
like when you
saving
have the
yourself.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I did that thing too. Like I was literally just home and like I like linked up with like a lot of my old friends and stuff. And like they were like, some of them were on drugs, some of them were like married, some of them were pregnant, some of them had kids. I'm like, Jesus, what happened to y'all? Did a bomb go off? What the fuck?
Right.
Like literally, I was like, no, y'all all age like freaking cheese and milk. Like, ew. Like,
Yeah, the Florida sun.
yeah. And I aged backwards. Like I look younger than I looked in high school. Like
Yeah, that's
literally.
right.
It's like that. Like, it's not
The
like
glow,
us.
yeah.
Like, well, it's not like that. But for real though, like, and I was like at the bar and like I was just telling them about like, you know, my life, my lifestyle, like how I live, and like a lot of the people that I would hear like talking shit about me behind my back and stuff like that were like coming up to me, talking to me, like acting all nice. I'm like, you fucker. But then I would take it as an opportunity to rub it in their face because like, and oh my god, this one girl that I knew for a fact was like talking shit about me. She like introduced her like boyfriend to me, and he was like for sure certified tweaker, like definitely, like yeah, like,
He had all his papers for
for
Yeah,
sure.
certified.
Yeah, I mean he had paint on
Blue
his
check
like
mark.
yeah, blue check mark on tweaker.com.
Yeah.
Literally. But I mean he had like paint all over his jeans. He had dirt on his face, and he was like he was a tweaker, bro. Like there's no
Yeah.
way around it. And she was like, yeah, that's my man. And I'm like, knowing that this is the girl who's been talking crap about me, I'm like, oh, you want to see the guys that I've been getting like, you know, paid to shoot with? And she was like, literally jaw on the floor. Yeah, taught that bitch a lesson.
Love that.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, a girl like that could never have like that, the amount of money that I make. She would just spend it all on drugs. So yeah, it just sucked.
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be bad for her, honestly.
Yeah, legit.
That is so
What is
fucking
that
funny.
word? It sounds like a slur. What does that mean?
Jit is basically like ignorant youngin', like that's
Yeah,
really
it just
it.
means young.
Yeah,
child,
youngin',
yeah.
like dummy, like little dummy, like I don't know, like
Yeah.
yeah, just ignorant motherfucker. It's how you would refer to somebody like almost an apprentice type, you know?
Yeah, I always wonder its origin though, because when I heard it, I'm like, where is that from? But nobody knows. It's a Florida mystery.
Mystery.
Yeah.
I heard that it came from like a word in like the 50s, so did green. Like I heard a lot of the words that came
so
back.
it is racial.
No, right?
Wait a
Sometimes
minute.
it's like maybe we don't want to find out the
Yeah,
origin.
wait a minute. Do not do
let it die with
research.
Florida.
Yeah. Actually, can y'all bleep every time? I feel like actually, Chris, you might have a lot of editing to do.
So funny. That is so funny.
We might have accidentally just set ourselves up, y'all. my bad. I wasn't planning that. So, okay, there are a few things that I want to know. What is it like being a model? Because I'm like not a model at all. I'm like on the whole other opposite end of that. What is it like having people like pay to take your
It's so
pictures? Like,
funny.
I want to know.
There's so many. I feel like it's exactly what you do. I just
Yeah.
don't get plowed. Like the person who like takes my pictures
Yeah.
doesn't plow me after. They just pay me. I like
Exactly.
it. But being a model is fun. It's nice to have people when they have creative visions and then use you or tell you what their idea is. I really like that aspect.
Yeah.
And it is cool that people, pay to take a picture.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. I like it a lot. I started it when I came to California.
Yeah.
I didn't come to California to do modeling.
Uh-huh.
My boyfriend, who's a musician, he got like a manager and all that stuff. So we had to move to
wow.
LA.
Okay.
And I really wanted to make my own money because at the time he was supporting me. And it was cute. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to make my own coin.
That
I'm a big
bitch.
girl.
Yes.
So I got into modeling and it was so fun. I've gotten
Nice.
to travel because of it. I've seen a lot of cool stuff, like, and worked with a lot of cool brands like Playboy and Met Art.
How
So
was
it's
that?
really
What was
fun.
that like?
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I worked with a woman, Cassandra Keys. She was a photographer. Shout out to her. She was amazing. And when I did Playboy, I was about 2 years into modeling.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but it was more of a job to me, more of like a cash grab per se. So when I met Cassandra and worked with her, she flew me out to Cabo for a week.
Oh my God.
And before we shot, she talked to me a lot on the phone. She's like, what's your personality? And stuff, because she's like, Playboy really likes to hone in on the model's personality. They like to actually do shoots that, you know, cater to that girl. Like that's
really
what makes
cute.
it so fun and special.
Yeah.
And she just really took me through like the setting up of the shoot, the props we'll use. And it really made me into like creative direction, and it made me fall in love with modeling and also telling a story with your pictures. Like even if you're just, you know, a girl sitting on the couch, it's like, oh, maybe add like a mug. She's having coffee, reading a book, you know, kind of stuff like that. And it made me really into visual aesthetics and arts and stuff like that. I always like keep Cassandra close to my heart because she really inspires me a lot to keep going and creating, like telling stories.
Right. So that's kind of where you first like had your like kind of like creative spark. That's so cute. So when did you guys move to California?
In 2019, right before the pandemic.
Yo, that's
it was
crazy.
It was like April 1st, 2019 is when we moved here. And as you know, like it was like March 20th. The whole world went crazy. So
What was like LA like pre-COVID? Because I wasn't here pre-COVID.
It was crazy.
Was it different? Like,
like have you seen The Great Gatsby? The new one with Leonardo DiCaprio. Literally that. That is old LA. I'm not even kidding. Like when I watched that movie, I'm like, that is seriously, it was old LA. Lots of events, lots of parties, lots of things that you could just go to. You didn't need to know anyone because I was new here. I knew no one. You could go to places. I remember because I used to be a writer, a blogger. So I got this job as like a journalist for this magazine.
Wait, what was your blog about?
My blog was just about me. Like I would go to music festivals and like I would cook and all. My blog was just random stuff that I would do. But I used to work for my high school's newspaper. Like I was into journalism. But I got the job because I was like, oh yeah, I was the editor of my high school newspaper. And they're like, okay, sure. But I got to go to all these red carpet events and like cover that kind of stuff, like press. And it was so fun and so easy to get on the list. Like I would bring my boyfriend, I would bring friends. But then COVID happened. And I guess because like people started caring about capacity and just like, oh, if people get infected, they started really tracking stuff. So it's a lot harder to get into stuff. Like back in the day, you could literally just be like, I'm press. And like they would let you in or like have a camera. Like LA was like kind of lawless in a sense. And even through COVID.
That's so funny because I like grew up in LA and it was not like The Great Gatsby for me.
I was only here for a couple months.
Listen, man, for a beautiful girl, LA's a little different.
I could get into a lot of stuff. So easily just by like having a heartbeat and a smile. Like,
I really did LA wrong.
There was a lot of open bars too. Like a lot more money was being like thrown at events for no reason. Like I would eat for free because we were so poor when we first moved to LA, like most people. So like going to events was like how we would eat dinner. And like sometimes we would even like black out because like all the free alcohol is like all we've eaten like all day. It's like champagne and mimosa. So like, but it was a time. Like it was fun.
Dude, that sounds like, how old are you?
I was 22 when I moved to LA. Yeah, 22.
That sounds actually elite. Like, imagine being 22, getting blackout in LA for the first time ever.
Liquid diet.
Seriously. It was a time. It was a time.
Like, vibes are unmatchable. Literally immaculate, dude. Oh my God. I would pay good money to, like, experience that.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You can just socialize.
You're right. LA is, okay, LA does kind of feel like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's as party like as The Great Gatsby for me just because I work so fucking much. But if I wanted to, yes, I could party like that. It is just so crazy. And I mean, you can really just do whatever you want here. That's why I love it. Yeah, I wouldn't leave. I really wouldn't. I thought like when I moved here, I was only like a few months into the industry and like I was like, oh, I'll be out of the industry in like 2 years. I'll move back home.
We all say, I go that too. I was like, give it 2 years and I'm out of here. And then year 5, I'm like, actually.
Wait a minute.
I want another 5.
Yeah, like actually, I haven't even seen the entirety of like 6th Street. Like, hold on.
I think California gets a really bad rap. I mean,
It
I
does.
love living here. Like,
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah.
I think
it's expensive, but I mean, it's pretty good.
it is expensive, but I think the general population of California is like a lot happier than any other state I've ever been to. Like every other state I go to, people are like relatively miserable, like on average, and like people in California are actually very happy on average, yeah, or at least close to it.
Or just really good liars.
Yeah. So
I think it's the weather.
Yeah, it's the weather. Yeah.
Also, what I noticed, because I felt like I didn't really have a career until I moved here, I noticed it is expensive, but there's a lot more money circulating.
Yeah.
Because it's a big city, so you have like seriously like the rich people, and it like trickles down.
It
like
does.
honestly,
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people who pay me to like model, they're not like brands because I'm freelance. I don't really go through agency or anything. It's really just like rich people with cameras who can just afford to pay someone like a couple $100s an hour to take their photo. It's kind of like wow, I've never heard of that before I moved here. Honestly, it's like wow.
So you're kind of like the first model that we've had on the show. Do you mind like walking us through like what does a typical day of work look like for you? From like waking up, you have like a photo shoot for the day. How does that look like?
Yeah, so each day is different. A lot of it is different. So first, because I have no agency, I'm freelance, I have to book my own work. So what that looks like is there's like platforms where you can reach out to photographers or they can reach out to you, vice versa.
Really?
So people will reach out to me or I'll reach out to them. We'll set a date and then it's like got a booking. Sometimes they'll pay a deposit, sometimes not. And then basically the day of the shoot, I wake up. If I have time, I'll work out, eat breakfast, do my hair and makeup. And then show up to the shoot. And a lot of times, which kind of weirded me out at first, but a lot of people have in-home studios exactly like this. But at first, I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little weird. But it's actually pretty normal because a lot of people, it's a hobby. Like it's an extracurricular type thing. So I go to the shoot. A lot of the shoots is people that I'm meeting for the first time.
Wow.
But you can verify them by some of the platforms. Like I use Model Mayhem and there's this thing called credits. So like you'll see other models who've worked with this person. Like they're not like a serial killer.
Right.
Because that was like my first thing. I'm like, how do I know? Like, like what's going on? But I just shoot with the person and then they pay me and then get the photos back. And it's pretty much it. You post them. It's a lot like a self-driven career. You have to do a lot of it yourself. Yeah. But I kind of like it that way because I feel like I call the shots and I get to do what I want. Yeah. And I get to not do what I don't want.
Exactly.
So I kind of like that a lot.
So
I
when
really
you
do.
say you have to put in a deposit, what does that mean exactly?
Oh, basically the photographer will pay a deposit, or no, I will charge them a deposit to lock in the day. Because, sometimes I'll get other bookings, but it's like, oh, this person already paid to like lock in this date. So I have to honor that.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. At first I thought you were paying something. I was like, that doesn't make
sense.
No,
yeah. It's more of a thing.
Yeah. Do you get to like, have you worked with any brands as well? Or do you mostly... Yeah, can you talk about that? About like what's it like working with brands?
I've worked with brands as well, such as Playboy, like I mentioned, and that was awesome. Cool. That was so fun. I'm like, shout out to you, Hefner.
Did you get
his legacy is like insane. So that was really fun. Working with Met Art was really fun too. Other brands, I worked with a lot of weed brands, which is nice.
Fun.
But I do music videos as well, so that's really fun. Like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't do it as much anymore because honestly, like since I started doing OnlyFans, I'm like, why do I need to leave my house? Like, I don't even have to deal with people anymore. It's like, it's great. But music videos are really fun. I've been like Justin Bieber, Doja Cat. What else? I've pole danced in like other music videos like for Tink. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't. But
Don Toliver as well. But like I've been casting.
Songs?
It hasn't come out, and I don't know if it will ever come out, but it's called Save a Spot for Me, and it's Don Toliver and Lil Durk. But their project already came out and it wasn't in there. But like that's a lot of things too with casting. A lot of stuff doesn't even make it. Like I was in a Kendrick Lamar music video once too, but I guess it never went.
Dang, probably because of the Drake feud.
This was like years ago. But no, seriously,
But
so wait, the Kendrick Lamar one wasn't released?
No, it wasn't.
That sucks.
It was crazy. That was one of the crazier shoots I'd been on because I get it. He's a big artist. I guess I didn't know how big he was at the time, but he's a big artist. So, he didn't play his music on the set. Like when we were filming the music video, he was so scared of people leaking it because he's that big of an artist. And I guess he doesn't drop that much or something. So
I guess not.
He was I know, except for the beef. But like he was that scared of people leaking his music that it was complete silent the whole shoot. Like they had like an 8 count. And so it was insane. No, it was crazy. I was like, whoa. And then it never even came out. And it's so funny because obviously we had to sign like NDAs or whatever. And they're like, don't post about it, like blah, blah, blah. And like, of course, like I like took a selfie. I'm like, oh, my close friends. I'm like in the Kendrick Lamar music video. And then it like never came out. And I'm like, dude, did he like see my close friends? Like I'm like, I don't know.
No, not Kendrick Lamar. You're close friends with his burner account. Like this fucking bitch. I can't believe her.
I have to scrap the whole project. Like,
literally, because of this fucking bitch Dakota.
Yeah, no, seriously, I was like so scared. I was like, did I like commit a felony?
You dropped it, so you kind of stole a song from all of us. That's crazy.
Seriously, I'm like, oh my goodness.
If anybody's looking for Kendrick's new releases, you can blame Dakota.
He like watches the video. I knew it.
I knew it was you, bitch. Like literally, and then you're gonna diss track like worse than Drake.
He's so funny,
dude. If he did that the way, we'd have to hop on his ass. So I could not let you get like destroyed out there.
The track.
Dude, and we gotta get Lena too.
Yeah, like something in Spanish.
Dude, Lena's our friend. Yeah, she's like really quiet, so that's why to me it's funny. Except for that one time she did karaoke. Yeah, she fucking bodied it.
Yeah.
But no, fuck Kendrick Lamar for not releasing that video. He should have given you a big break. But still, Justin Bieber and Doja Cat was really fucking
those
cool.
were really fun
How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. Justin Bieber, I remember that one was on it was on Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah. And when it's a big artist, they don't tell you until you get there, like until you see the call sheet or you get there. And in the Justin Bieber case, it was until you get there because I guess he was like such a big artist. Yeah. Like they had us meet in the middle, like on top of a mountain range in Simi Valley. It was crazy. Like I said, I don't drive. Like, so my boyfriend was driving me and he's like, where is this going to? He's like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And then like we meet on top of this mountain range and then they just put us in these black trucks.
No.
And then
blindfold you.
It's really sus, y'all. I don't know.
And it wasn't until we got in the truck, they're like, do you guys know like who this music video is for? And we're like, no. And they're like, oh, it's Justin Bieber. And so then of course we're like, oh my God. And I'm like, I'm a believer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like Justin Bieber.
Oh my God.
And it was cool. He was actually really cool.
Yeah.
He's really like outside of the cameras and stuff. He's just like a white guy.
Yeah.
So a little disappointing.
I never would have
but
guessed.
He's really cool. And he was so nice. And he was hanging out with us common folk. Like there was like
common folk.
I was like, he hangs out with 4 people. That is so nice. He was like asking us our name and like really having a conversation and talking back to people. He was so nice.
He's just like us.
No, he really is. He is one of us for real. He is really nice.
That's so funny.
Was Doja. When I was on the Doja music video, it was like a cattle call, and basically that means it's a lot of people because she needed like an army, like we were like an outdoor army or whatever.
They shouldn't like call everybody cows, you know?
I know.
Cattle call.
Yeah,
oh my God.
But it was a lot of us. So like she didn't speak directly like to anyone, but she was so kind. She was like, thank you everyone for being here. Like, I hope you're having a good time. And it was like, oh, she's sweet. And she's like very serious about her work. Like her work ethic is really great. And I'm like, wow. And she's really nice. So it was a win-win. Yeah. But I feel like most leads or artists, they are nice. Yeah. Like I haven't encountered like anyone. Like I've never worked with J-Lo, but.
I heard she's a bitch. I think we talked about that.
I've never been on a J-Lo set though, but everybody else has been so nice.
Like, wait, what was that fucking thing she did when I was a teenager?
Bro, we just watched the J-Lo movie like 2 nights ago at least. It was crazy.
Was it actually good?
No. Like, it's funny though. Like J-Lo, she like thinks she's done so much for the community. Like,
I know.
Which I mean, she makes good music. She has hits. Like, don't get me wrong.
But like, what does she do that like with that little crazy girl running up and down the block?
Is that where that like clip that's going around where she's like going up to the house? It's like, oh, I used to live here, and the guy's like, who the fuck are you?
That's a different.
No, that's not in the movie. I watched both the movie and the documentary because I have time. time. But it was crazy.
I've only seen the clip, but the
It's
fucking
so
clip of her in the
funny.
gym messing with her hair,
I
like
know,
it
because
always
she's
gets
trying to
me.
be relatable.
I
So it's crazy. She tries to be relatable, and in the movie, like you'll see her house. It's humongous. Like it's huge. It's so nice. It's like, dang.
Like, wow.
She's really not one of us.
You really came from
Yeah,
nothing,
I
huh,
know,
Jennifer?
seriously.
She's just Jenny from the block, okay?
Yeah, little Jenny girl from the block.
I know, from the block.
Dude, the hair will always give me some burn into my brain. I remember the first time I saw it, I literally started crying.
No, she's
I'm like,
so
you do it
funny.
to yourself, hon. Like, I don't know.
The movie was so bad. I was like sad that it was over. I like
Really?
love bad movies
Me
for some reason. In
too.
high school, I was the president of Bad Movies Club.
Oh my god,
And I
there's a
was like,
club.
yeah, wait,
That's so cute.
well, I made it.
You made it. That's so
But
awesome.
I was like, when I watched the J-Lo movie, I was like, man, if I was in high school right now,
Oh
like, get
my
a load
God.
of this. I was like, we would have a heyday
damn, dude.
with this one. Like,
I wish I went to high school with you. If I would literally join a fucking Bad Movies Club so
It's so
quick.
good,
That's
yeah.
hilarious. And you guys just all like piled into like a room together and watch a
watch
movie?
bad movies. Like we would choose which bad movie and then
Damn.
watch it.
You were
I'm
the
gonna
best.
put you on the spot. Top 3 best bad movies.
Yeah.
Best bad movies. Well, they're
Oh.
usually my favorites are bad movies. Like The Hot Chick. I used to think that was a great piece of cinema.
That's what that's like
God.
Rob Schneider. Yeah.
Yes, it's one of
I know.
my favorite movies, but it's a bad movie. So same with Coyote Ugly. I'm a '90s baby, so like 2000.
Wait, isn't the Coyote Ugly good? Or is that?
I like
yeah.
it.
You guys like it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
We can take that
Anyways,
one.
thanks for coming on this
Yeah.
podcast. Great having you.
Also,
Sorry,
this one is like a throwback, but Weird Science. It's from the 80s.
Yes, that is
Good.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
People say it's a bad movie. I guess because they like.
I don't know about this club.
Right. We should have a
Listen,
movie night.
we just watch movies,
Yeah,
actually.
right.
We usually do have movie nights.
Yeah.
I love a good movie
No,
night,
I love
dude.
movie
With
nights.
commentary.
Yeah.
Dude, the girl with the bad bob.
Oh
The girl with the
yeah,
bad
that.
bob, bro.
No,
We
seriously,
were
that.
watching this movie the last time, like we were
It
at
was
Big
crazy,
Bear.
yeah. I forget what it was about or what it was called, but we were all so invested.
We were all very invested, but there was like, it was so funny because none of us could like find the movie, and I wasn't there at the time that they'd seen the movie, and like everyone was just like describing it and throwing out like terms, and like she was just like the girl with the bad bob.
Yeah,
and
she
I
had a
was
bad
like,
wig.
Yeah,
and
and I was
she
like,
had a
wait, I
bad
can find.
wig.
No, the girl with the bad wig.
No, seriously.
And then like I was like, okay, wait, I can find that, and like we're looking for it for hours and hours, and like I think it was like 4 a.m.
You found it, yeah.
around like 4 a.m. and I was like, a bob. I would have found it if you said it was a bob. It
They
was
gotta
so
be more
funny.
descriptive.
They
Yeah,
gotta be
gotta
like
be more
the-
descriptive.
So wait, what was the movie?
It was like she had an
Forget
addiction, like she had pica, and she liked to swallow things, like because she had like OCD.
I think it was called Swallowed.
Swallowed,
or Swallow
yeah,
or
it was,
something.
Yeah, it was called
yeah.
Swallowed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was the name of your next film.
Right? Yeah,
God
no, seriously.
damn it. All right, I
The
won't get
jokes
into that
tell
one.
themselves. Yeah, literally.
Fuck, man. I can never escape it.
Do you have a favorite bad movie?
Me?
Yeah. Do you like that stuff on your own or no?
Do I
Like
what?
bad movies. Like, do you enjoy
Yeah,
them?
I like bad movies. I really like shows more than movies sometimes. And like right now, my favorite bad show is Georgia and Jenny or whatever. the
Jenny
fuck.
and Georgia.
Jenny and
That is
Georgia.
my shit.
It's so good, but
That
bad.
mom.
Dude,
is- yes,
yeah.
no, I love her.
Dude, Jenny like makes me so mad because like she's so angsty that it's like
She
I can
is.
tell an adult wrote it and somebody who's so far removed from like being like
yeah,
adolescence.
kid. Yeah,
Because
they-
like I'm like, dude,
right,
they're not mad
exactly.
over nothing
It's
like
so
that.
Good, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that show. I love the mom.
Yeah, the mom, I
Like,
love the mom too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine.
If I could, because I love bad movies,
Mhm.
recommend you guys one.
Yes,
Please.
There's this old, like, I think from like the 70s or 80s sci-fi movie called Dark Star. And it's about like these guys who they're like a demolition crew and their job is to like blow up planets. And they use a smart bomb, but the smart bomb becomes self-aware and then gets really depressed and
It's
wants
like
to blow
AI.
itself up. So they have to like talk to the smart bomb and be like, no, don't do that. And then also there's an alien on board that's trying to kill people. But the movie's so low budget that the alien is like a volleyball that they spray painted and put like gloves on it. Yeah.
Wait, what's the movie called?
Dark Star.
That's a bad movie.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah, that's like my favorite bad movie. Yeah.
I'll have to watch it. Oh, you actually just reminded me of my favorite bad movie. Actually, it's I think it's I forgot what it's called, but it's like a Christmas movie, and it's like the worst animation ever. And
Is it with Adam Sandler?
No, it's
He has a lot of those.
It's
though.
only on YouTube. It's not even a real movie.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I forgot. It's like I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on the name, but yeah.
You'll have to put the link in the description.
Yeah, link in description.
Yeah,
link in description.
When you started mentioning aliens and bad movies, I was thinking of When Mars Attacks.
Oh, I've heard of
I
that.
don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't know that? Oh, that
Run
was
me
so
through the
good.
plot.
Wait, that's the one with isn't like what's that actor? The real famous one.
That narrows it down.
Oh, I know which one you mean.
Jack Nicholson. Isn't he the president in that?
Keep talking. I want to try to find that freaking Christmas movie. It's bothering me now.
He was like randomly. I think he was like randomly in that movie for because he wanted to play a president.
Yeah, it's
And then the
old.
movie's trash. Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting.
Another bad movie, Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Ooh.
That
What is
was
that
Eddie
about?
Murphy. It's just
Eddie
about
Murphy.
these people that live on the moon. And Rosario Dawson is in it. Eddie Murphy is in it. It's just
What?
good.
What's it called?
Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Oh, I gotta watch
see
that.
It's from like
it.
2001. Like
I found the clip. It's just great grandma is the only thing here. I mean, you guys can't see it,
The
but I'll
privacy
show it to you
screen is
after.
sending
Oh,
me.
well, you know what? I'll show it.
A really mean thing to say.
Here, and then you can put it right
Do you
there.
see anything else? Oh, see, for the kids nowadays.
It's terrible animation.
I'll be back in a hurry, great grandma.
The voice acting?
No, you just got to put it out of it.
Isn't that what Santa does?
Oh my
That's
gosh.
it.
Stop. And she said bad movie. It's 1 minute and 6 seconds.
Oh, no, that's a clip. It's just
Oh,
like a
that's a
funny
clip of
moment.
it.
Yeah.
It's like attention span these days.
Well,
It's
for
actually
Gen X, that is a movie. Okay.
it's actually an hour long or like an hour and a half.
There's like this,
Yeah, this great movie.
Yeah.
It's
this
fucking
documentary.
And it all comes back to the iPad kids and how they don't know how to read. Listen, the
You
generation,
really
our youth is doomed, you guys. I'm sorry, I just have to say it.
we knew.
No, they are. They are. Okay, the reason why I say this is because my mom, like, she has a boyfriend and she has like he has like 3 kids.
Oh.
And they're the most like craziest little things I've ever met, and like they can barely read. I'm like, yeah, one of them's like 9, and like one of them's like,
Whoa.
yeah, I don't know.
Are they in Florida though?
Yep.
Listen.
Oh my god! It all circles back to Florida.
Yeah, the jits. Like,
You're right. The jits. Oh my god. It is them jits. You're
Yeah,
right.
they're
It's them
so
fucking
sweet.
jits, dude.
It all makes sense.
It all does.
Maybe they're just trying to say like get and then
No. I mean, I think that the youth does have hope, though. Maybe, possibly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
okay. I
they
think
can.
our generation, like when we have kids, like
Yeah.
I think that the youth will be fixed. But right now, they're like crazy, and they all just have iPads, huh?
You're basing them off of Florida kids, though.
I feel like all kids are like that, though. Because also, my dad, he just had a kid too, so I have a new brother now, and
Oh,
like,
congratulations.
thanks.
oh my god.
But yeah, like he's like bad as hell, like
Really? How
literally.
old is he?
He's
If
like
he's
3 or
new.
4.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
that's
like
fine,
relatively new. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you know it's
Like,
faster.
you're supposed to be bad at that age.
Yeah,
right?
I think
He'd be
so.
he'd be
Call, like, the
cussing people
terrible
out.
twos.
He cusses people out.
Yeah, he's like 3 or
What?
4. He'd be like, "Fuck you."
Oh
Like,
my
I'm
God.
like, where'd you learn that, little man? Like what?
Yeah, he really is from Florida. That's crazy.
No, that one isn't. That one's
Never.
in like that one lives in fucking East Coast.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I
I'm sorry I
need.
disparaged Florida.
I used to nanny before like I did modeling.
Oh
more.
really?
Yeah, out here I nannied 2 kids. One was they're both little girls. One was a 5-year-old.
Uh-huh.
She was obsessed with my ass. Like no, when I would go to the
What?
bathroom, she's like booty. Like it was
What?
crazy. And like she would like beat on the door and be like booty. Like she'd be
What
crying.
the
Like I know.
fuck?
And I did like in the bathroom. It was crazy. Like even to the point because it was weird. Both of the kids that I've nannied, their parents were still there, like while I was nannying them. But like when her mom like heard that she's like beating on the door, like I'm in the bathroom, she was like, "Stop! Like you can't ask for her booty. Like she's done that before."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, like get your kid."
She gets it from her dad.
It was crazy.
Why
It
is this
was
normalized?
crazy. She was crazy, but she moved away. Like thank goodness, because like I was starting to the point. I was like, even like telling my boyfriend, I'm like that child. Like she keeps asking like to like eat my booty, sniff my booty. I was like,
Were you babysitting one of your fans on OnlyFans?
No,
or
seriously.
something?
She was a little girl. She was 5, so I was like, I was really curious.
That is
So is that the
insane.
oddest request you've gotten? Or
Oh my god.
I know, me too. But she could read me. Like, she was smart.
She can read.
She
I
could
don't
read.
know,
And
dude.
then the other one,
I
she
think you
was
proved my point.
The other one that I nannied, I met her when she was like 1.5. Like she's
Uh-huh.
pretty new, but she was too smart. Her mom was 40.
Yeah.
But she could talk way too much. Like when I met her when she was 1, she was like, I had to face my deepest, darkest fears. Like, oh, like in a baby voice.
What
though.
the
And
fuck?
no, seriously.
She was
like,
1?
Yeah, she was 1. And she also, she was like, in my past life, I was a man named Michael. And I worked in a garage.
I was like, literally, she sounds reincarnated. Like,
No, seriously. She was so smart.
They just
like,
they
too
messed
smart.
up. They forgot to erase her memory.
Yeah.
Self-aware baby.
Yeah, and I was just like, she was really smart.
Were you
and she
afraid
could
to
read.
tell people because they think you're crazy?
I know, like I was just, but yeah, she was super smart. Like she could have a lot of like conversation. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow.
I
Like,
feel like both of those girls had a man inside them.
Moral of the story
my boyfriend was like, she might be autistic. Like the really smart one. He's like, why is she so smart? Like at such a
Yeah.
young age.
That's
But
that's
she
a
was
little
She's like
smart.
stupid smart.
and like, cause I nannied her for like a couple years, like 4 years. But like you could tell, like as time went on, like you could tell like that her mom was 40 because like some of the conversations were like just very like, oh, you just like repeated what your
Oh
mom
my
said,
god.
or just like
And
funny
she's
stuff.
like 1 year old talking about the good old days.
No,
Yeah.
she just sometimes just like things. It's like okay,
That
like,
is so
yeah.
cute though. Oh my
Yeah,
god. I
I
love a
know.
little mature baby.
She
They're
was, like,
adorable.
so
Very
mature.
serious.
Yeah, she was so serious. I remember
Oh,
one time they like got a couch from like their alley or something, you know, like their neighbor.
Oh, okay.
Like left out a couch, and she was like, "Yeah, we got a couch. Do you like our new couch?" And she was like, "We got it from the alley." And she's like, "It's not stealing if it's from the alley, okay? Like we didn't steal it. It's from the alley." And I'm like,
Had to
okay.
make that so
yeah, she had to
clear.
make that so clear. It's like I
Dude.
could tell her mom was like, "We took it from the alley. It's not
made her
stealing."
You will not
Practice
touch
it.
her
Yeah,
slipping
no,
up, dude.
seriously.
Do not turn her
We're
ass
not
in.
poor, it's thrifty.
Yeah.
It's alley
vintage.
thrifting. It's catching on.
Yeah.
We're being eco-efficient,
Yeah.
actually, and we're saving the earth right now. Put that in your little journal, in your little diary. I mean, actually, that's really nice, though. I mean, if they hired a nanny, they must have been pretty well off to just get
They
a
actually
couch.
weren't, which was
Really?
crazy to me too. Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess you just needed a hand, like extra hand at
Damn.
help, but no, they weren't.
Really?
Which it was weird too because like the mom was 40 and the
Mhm.
dad was like younger than me. Like he
No
was
way.
like a couple years younger than me. So
You
I was
got
like
trapped.
22.
Yeah.
No. So which the mom looked young too. Like when I met her at the interview, I was like, okay, she seems responsible. Like looks like she'll pay me and
Yeah.
stuff. But then on my first day, I came to like nanny, and the dad is just like sprawled out on the couch, but he looks like a kid. Like I didn't know it was the dad.
Oh my
So I'm
God.
like, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, that's my husband." And I was like, "Oh no, they're like 20 somethings. Like they're not gonna pay me."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
So I was like scared. So
Uh-huh.
then like when she came back, I was like, "How old are you?" Like I just like should have asked her
Literally just
because I'm like
asked.
worried. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
"How old are you?"
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm 40." And then she's like, "Oh, my husband though, he's 21 or whatever." And I was just like, "Oh,
Dude.
okay." Like,
Was he like a trophy husband? Did he get to like stay at home or?
What?
yeah, no, he
She
had a
wasn't
job
well off.
too. They didn't end up like making it long. Like they didn't stay together for very long.
Oh.
Surprise.
So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Wow. How'd you find that out?
that they didn't stay together. Well,
Yeah.
because when I used to work there, he would work like he'd be in the house too. I would see him.
Oh,
And
okay.
then when they broke up, it was crazy. Like I remember I was on shrooms, and the mom like texted me. It's like New
Love
Year's,
that.
and she like texts me like some like traumatic stuff that he like had did to them. And I'm like, I'm like worried. Like I'm worried for the kid. Like I'm invested
Yeah.
in this family.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh my God. And she's all like, if he reaches out to you, like, do not like contact. And she's like, has he reached out to you? I'm like, no.
Oh
like,
my God.
It was just like
literally.
so much. I was like, oh my God.
That's
like, it was
crazy.
crazy.
There's no way anything a 21-year-old guy could do that wouldn't be traumatic.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
right? No, seriously.
Most things.
Your
frontal
brains aren't even
lobe.
hardened yet.
I was about to say, yeah, the frontal lobe is not there. So.
I can't imagine being a grown ass 40-year-old woman and
With
like
the-
marrying a
yeah.
21.
And it was her first kid too. It was like her, yeah.
What was she
interesting.
thinking? No
I know.
offense.
She
I
got
know.
trapped.
I
You
know,
might, maybe.
right?
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
he thought she was more well off than she was, or maybe he was really poor. I don't
know.
know.
She was
I
trying to
know.
reverse the roles. It's women's time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
that's
like,
what.
what up?
Yeah,
I
because
want
they
me a
did
little-
work together. Because I did ask, of course, because I'm so nosy. But they worked together,
Oh, okay.
and
yeah.
he was like the production assistant. She was like one of the writers. So after that, I was just like, okay, this is too incriminating.
I've seen this movie before.
There's definitely a lot of codes being broken.
Yeah,
what?
but yeah.
Damn. Okay. So she
But the
did
kid
have-
was smart though. Could read. like all in all.
Well, hopefully her
Just
mom's a
circle
writer.
back.
read.
Kid
Yeah,
could
to circle
read,
back to the
yeah,
whole
the
point, she
kid
can
could
freaking read, dude.
Yeah.
You look like you have something you want to say.
I was just saying, you know, as a feminist, I am glad that at least one time it was the other way around.
Right.
know?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. I
good.
bet as
Yeah,
a feminist
we're
that
growing as a society.
Yeah.
I see the tides are shifting.
I bet the feminist thing is what's making you happy about it for sure. I mean,
I don't know what you're trying to pin me on here.
listen, man. I know your motives. I know you secretly want to be sugar baby too.
Yeah, okay.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
So, do you have any tips and tricks for your industry, Dakota?
Oh, my industry.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I guess. Always be. Yeah.
I'm just trying to save myself from this interrogation right now.
Tell us all your secrets.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
my
right.
training.
And
Secret
also, can
swing.
you give me her number after?
We'll get that number to you. We'll get that number to you. But yes, tips
You're
and tricks
so
for being
funny.
a model.
For being a model, I feel like one thing that'll really help you in the industry is relationship building.
Yeah.
I always tell people who ask me for advice, like new models, I remind them that it's a slow burn, first of all. It's not like something that's like, oh, overnight, like I got all these bookings and stuff. It's more like a trickle
Right.
effect, and building relationships, like just being fun and enthusiastic and, dare I say, a good person.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Call
dare
me
you.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having good work ethic and being a good person can
Yeah.
actually get you pretty far,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Yeah.
And yeah, just be kind and have fun, you know. Also
Yeah.
speak up for yourself.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing in my industry. You know, like the thing that makes people want to rebook you over and over is just being pleasant to be around, happy, enthusiastic, and yeah, like a good work ethic. And people always like
Yeah.
ask, like, how did you do this? How did you do that? How do you do that? I'm like, because I like what I do.
Right?
Like-
And a lot of the job is just showing up.
Yeah,
Like, literally,
yeah.
if you just show up.
And just
like-
do what they're telling you. Like, it's really not that hard.
really
You'd be
not that hard.
surprised. Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
Do you think with for both of your guys' industries that there's like a lot of standards for bodies and everything like that? Do you think like how do you think it's changed a little bit, got a little bit more lenient, or?
First.
Yeah, I don't think I think there are standards. Well, the beauty I feel like in modeling is beauty is subjective. So,
Yeah.
you know, anybody can be a model or be considered beautiful. But sorry, what was the question again?
Yeah, no. It's essentially like, do you feel like any pressures for like body standards or like to adhere to that for like maybe like a brand, or I know you said you're a freelancer.
Oh
but-
yeah, for sure. I feel pressure to like keep a certain body standard because people will make comments actually,
Wow.
which I think is like so rude because it's usually in my industry old men
Wow.
who are like making those comments,
Oh my
but
God.
they really do. And people have like made comments about me, and I'm like, dang, like people are mean. Like
That's
there is
crazy.
like no body positivity. That shit is fake.
Yeah,
Like, straight
yeah.
up.
Yeah, I know.
What about how do you feel?
Well, I mean, I would say it's gotten a lot. I mean, throughout the whole history of porn, like the body image has changed. Like back in the 90s, it was like that P-shape, long legs, big boobs, fake tits, super tan, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we all call it, you know, all of us
Yeah.
reference the P-shape era. But, and then, you know, early 2000s, it was that, you know, heroin chic,
Yeah,
fucking skinny, fucking, you know, nothing there.
Yeah.
We, you know, work into like a little bit later into the 2000s, like we start to like tan lines, belly button piercings, bag dimples, a little bit
Yeah.
bigger
Okay.
butts, maybe,
Yeah.
you know.
Does P-shape mean no ass?
Yes.
Oh,
Long
crazy.
legs,
Bam,
big
yeah.
boobs.
That's wild.
Long, yeah. But
My friends
and
mom
then
was like that.
yeah, the further we get into like 2015, 2010, all that, then the bigger butt, big boobs, the hourglass starts becoming a thing.
That is true.
And then now we're here where it's like, honestly, it's like just the shape is all that matters. I mean, even then you can be successful without a great shape, without, if you have like some tummy rolls, that doesn't really matter necessarily. Like things like that, like little stuff like that, little chin doesn't really matter.
It is a little bit more lenient
nowadays.
Like you can have
yeah.
a body.
Yeah.
But I do still feel like
Shape
they
is important.
do put you into like that beauty standard of being a bit on the smaller side.
Yeah, definitely.
It was for a while, like it was more popular, especially when like big butt came in and like craze like BBL stuff. But like that's fading out.
It is fading out.
And they're wanting more skinny, I feel like I noticed.
Poor Drake.
Well, the thing is, porn has never taken skinny girls out of style. Even regardless of like BBL girls and stuff like that, like blowing up in mainstream media, like porn has never gotten rid of their skinny girls. Like there's always a necessity for a young, cute looking skinny girl. Always.
I was
seriously.
gonna say, like, do you think like the skinny proportions are associated with just a younger age? And
Yes.
That's why.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And that's why they
also
also want you to look young while you're skinny and petite too. So it's really, I mean, it's nothing to really do with like, oh, this shape and this proportion is desirable. One thing I can say is that it can make VR way easier to be tiny. Like, because like you can't necessarily shoot a VR scene with somebody who's like, 5'11", you know what I mean? That can be a lot more difficult because of just the way that the camera is. So it's like, there are some, and also performing with a tiny girl is obviously way easier because you can throw her around and do a lot more things. So there are advantages to being tiny when it comes to shooting porn, but like the majority of the interest in petite young looking girls is because of the role that they're trying to push. So yeah. Definitely. Shoot me from Organzo. Sorry, I fucking hate. Yeah, I mean, the teen stuff is it's not fun. I'm sorry, I'll be the first to say it. I mean, it's weird as hell. And the thing is, directors will be like, oh, well, that's the only thing the consumer wants. No, dude, I hear from the consumers. I don't know. They don't tell me they want that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
that's interesting.
Speaking of the consumers, I don't want to like kink shame any of your fans, but like on your OnlyFans, since they're talking directly to you, like what's like a weird request that you've gotten? You're like, whoa, I haven't heard that one before.
Oh, for me, and this might seem like so tame, because honestly, it took me a while to get onto OnlyFans because I was just like, oh, what is it? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But the biggest request I get is asshole winking. And I'm like, what kind of blackmail is this? What does they seriously just want me to spread my fucking cheeks and make it like go in and
it's
out?
like,
and they love it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's like puppeteering.
Yeah, seriously. That's like, I'm just like
Ace
what
Ventura.
are you doing with this? Yeah, but
It
people
does.
really like the asshole winking, and I just like till this day, I'm like,
It does feel like blackmail.
Yeah, no, every time I do it, I'm like, I have to do this asshole winking video really quick.
The first time somebody asked me to asshole wink, I was like, what? And I was very scared, and I was like, and as I was doing it, he was recording it, and I was just like spreading my cheeks. I was like, this is blackmail. Like that, I had the same
somebody
thought.
else recorded that sucks.
And
luckily it's just me and my tripod, like I'm like
dude.
still like mortified.
It was literally a strange man that I had just met. And I'm like, you really want to see my asshole right now? Like, I don't even know, if she's in like the best state.
Like, clean. Like, no, seriously, when I have to do asshole winking videos, I'm like cleaning my asshole like so good.
Literally.
I'm like, it's so HD high def. Like I can see
literally,
everything.
and bro didn't even let me go to the bathroom. He's like, just do it real quick. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
That's
Are you
crazy.
inhumane?
Like, I
Like,
like it dirty. What?
Yeah, seriously.
I have to ask though, like, why do they call it asshole winking if there's only one eye?
Right, I guess that's the
Just
point.
blinking?
wink.
Yeah, another weird one
guess.
that I get, which I guess is not that weird, but I get a lot of fart requests. Like people be like,
Really?
wow, I bet like big farts come out of your big ass.
Oh my God.
I'm like, correct. It's like,
You make gas in your cheeks. Like, you've never had an anatomy class in their life.
But I was just like, so, and they're like, one person was like, I bet they're so stinky too. Like, how bad do they smell? I'm like, pretty bad. I guess. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, how does that even?
Like, that's my fault. Like, I'm like, what do you want to hear?
To I'd be so insulted. I'd be like, bitch, they smell like roses. Fuck off. Like, fuck out of here. My farts
Yeah,
don't
how does that
stink.
even start as a fetish? Like, I don't get.
I know
Yeah.
how this person reached out to me because I went on a cruise and it stopped in Florida, like at the Florida Keys.
Or
So I got
Florida.
these underwear.
it.
No, seriously, I'm like Florida Keys. I got these underwear that said "I love to fart" as a joke,
my
and I do like to fart. I fart a lot. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
seriously, like, I'm
in
a
my
gassy
right
personal
girl.
now.
life,
Yeah, I'm a gassy girl.
Yeah.
So like
Gassy
I
girl.
I posted that picture on my like not even my main Instagram, like my personal Instagram account because it's just like haha, like I love to fart, funny.
Right.
And then like they sent me a screenshot of that. They're like, I saw this on your page. And they're like, do you? Yeah, no, seriously.
Do you
They
really
were
like
like,
to
oh,
fart?
like you like to fart? And then, like,
What a nice looking billboard.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like,
Wow, this is
This
the
is
first
so
time it really was what the girl was wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What were you wearing?
seriously, yeah, like
My I Heart Farts
But yeah, no,
underwear.
they were just like, oh, I love farts. And they're like, if they're stinky, like, oh, I'll just like bust right away. I know. I was like, whoa. But I'm like, this is a safe space. I'm like, no judging. But
So
yeah.
we gotta figure
You're
out
better
how
than
to
me.
incorporate this wink and fart thing onto one. Imagine the money we're
I'm
gonna
like,
be
it'd be a
printing.
shark though. Like, right here. And then,
Oh my God, not the shark.
That's talent.
Yeah, the shark.
Oh my God, dude.
Let's write that
Like
down.
a
We're gonna
weekend
edit this
fart
part
is a
out. We're gonna
shark.
perfect it and print money.
Yeah. We're just
Yeah.
trying to leave our mark in the industry.
And you know what? I couldn't think of any better place to talk about all of this other than Poddy
Yeah,
Break.
Poddy Break.
Like, dude, we always circle back to shit, Florida,
Farts,
and these
yeah.
fuck ass kids.
All the time. Like every episode.
Every episode, shit, Florida, these fuck ass kids,
We're
dude.
actually just like
That is
checking
so
boxes.
funny.
Like, okay, we can move on.
Yeah, it's
now.
like on brand. Yeah.
we gotta make sure we hit all the marks this episode. We have a demographic
Yeah,
that is
this is what our
expecting this
fans
out of
want.
us. Yeah. Yeah. And you would learn a thing or two from me if you just listen. But one of my weird requests, a vacuum one time. He was like, "Can you do some vacuum play?"
Where?
Right? Yeah.
On the tits.
Yeah, they want to see the skin.
Yeah, yeah.
God,
I
I'm
can
so
see that.
boring. I was like, someone wants you to fucking vacuum.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I mean, don't you see the place? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got with them real quick. No.
Got what he wanted.
Look what she did. $75.
Dirty
Yeah.
bastard, give it to
Dirty
me.
bitch,
No,
yeah,
clean
that's right.
bastard. Another one is pictures of the back of my throat and like my tonsils, my uvula, and all that. Like they really like to see that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other like outlandish ones, but like no, I don't know. For the longest time, I was like just doing OnlyFans, and like I actually quit like completely like sex work, like just doing OnlyFans because it was so miserable to me. I don't know why. Like I don't really like it, but then I started doing porn. I was like, well, obviously I have to do OnlyFans because it's like free money. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
that is true. Wow.
Yeah.
So you did OnlyFans before you did porn?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I was doing like solo back in like 2020, like when I said I was like spreading my asshole licking it. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty
yeah,
great.
that was solo, and it was like with some guy. Like I flew to Arizona. Like I never met him. I never met my agent. Like I honestly thought I was about to get like sex
Human
trafficked.
trafficked,
Yeah, I was like,
no, for
okay. I mean, I
real.
guess like I need a check, so I
You're
really,
like,
you
"Ain't
know.
the money honest." You're just
I'm like, I don't know, God, I'll give it to you. You know, give me a check or put me
Yeah.
someplace else. I don't know.
Like a trick.
You're like, either way, I want a good story.
Yeah,
no,
like
for
a check
real.
or a good story, something. We can at least write a book about it, like, you know, some type of like autobiography or something. But
My time in Mexico.
yeah, my time in
No,
Mexico.
literally.
My time in Tulum, but not Tulum.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I just full sent it and I went, and like it was like literally I think it was like a few months after COVID because 2020 was in like September. So yeah, then I started doing like solo, and like that shit was so insufferable to me because I was like alone, like yeah, and like a guy just recording me, and like I could see him getting hard in his
Who's
pants.
the guy? What's the guy? That sounds so crazy to me.
I can tell you after. I mean,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah, I
he's
forgot.
pretty
I
reputable.
forgot.
What's his social?
I would normally say. I would normally
that's
say.
crazy though. So like it was like a setup, like, oh, we'll be your agency for OnlyFans, or like, because I'm like, why was he like seeing you do explicit things like that? So crazy.
So the process was basically like I was on Twitter promoting my OnlyFans, and this
Yeah.
agent like found me, and like he's a really good agent. He's found a lot of the biggest girls in the industry.
Okay.
And then like I signed with him, and he was like, "Look, I can make you this much in a day. Let me send you to Arizona."
Okay, yeah.
So and then I went works.
Yeah, and look who you know. So
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah, and like it actually was a good company that he had me with. Like it wasn't a bad company or anything, but I could see the guy getting like hard in his pants and stuff like that. And like as somebody who at the time was only ever planning to do solo, like every girl who
Scared, yeah. I would be so
terrified.
scared.
Right,
yeah.
exactly, because I had no intention of having sex with him. Obviously, like nowadays,
Right.
like you kind of like if it's a director who performs, because he performs as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's like a norm.
Yeah, it's like a normal thing,
But like
kind of
sometimes
now.
you don't know till you know.
Yeah, that
like,
too. Sometimes you don't even know till you meet the director, and then you're like, oh, you perform too, and then you find out, and then it's like, but so you like, there are some girls who like go on to set like without the knowledge of knowing that about a director, and they feel very uncomfortable when they find out when the director starts making like passes at them and stuff. But for me, I don't give a fuck. Like, shut it down or play into it for mercy. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it
Like-
not normal for a cameraman to get hard? Is that
He's hard right now.
Can you stand up a
He's
little
like
more,
asking for
actually?
me. Yeah.
Yeah. Asking
But
for a
when
friend.
you go on a set with like in a situation like that where when someone is a director who also performs, wouldn't they let you know that before you show up? Like
Like
oh,
that they're
just
also
so
a
you know.
performer?
Yeah, like they wouldn't. 'Cause-
I mean, it's like almost like, would you show up somewhere and be like, would you show up to dinner and be like, oh yeah, like I am a model and I do OnlyFans? You know what I mean? It's like almost
Yeah.
like it's like they give you the call sheet and that's it. Like there's really no time to like discuss that. Like
Discuss that,
yeah, because
yeah.
like the director gives the call sheet to the agent to the actor.
It's
So they
like,
don't we don't even talk until we get on set. So
okay.
yeah, it would be
Okay.
like yeah,
It's interesting.
it would be a little unnatural. I mean, obviously when you show up on set, you guys start talking and then you're like, yeah, and I perform too, and then that's kind of when you find out.
Oh,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. And instead
Yeah.
of him just being like, so you're gonna do this and this and that, and he
Yeah.
just drops his
No,
pants.
I'm like,
no.
whoa, that's crazy.
It's more like it's more like if it no, I don't know. They usually just mention or like if you're going to a website, you should like if you're going to shoot with a company, you should look up their website and you should look at the like everything in it. Like obviously when I went there, I knew that he was a male talent, so I already like knew that he was doing. But yeah, like I had no intention of like sleeping with him. So for me, I was like I found that very unprofessional at the time.
Yeah.
But now if
Control your
That's
dick,
normal,
sir.
though.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
totally.
yeah, fairly normal, yeah. But
Which is like that's crazy. But
It's kind of funny hearing that because like half your stories are guys not getting hard, so it's like the wrong people getting hard right now.
literally
Always that.
Well, because like if it went right, like would it be a story?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
That
Like I'm
is
not gonna tell you
true.
about the times that somebody was like doing the right
Yeah.
It does sound like the classic story. It's always the wrong guy getting hard.
thing. Yeah,
You
it's the
know?
wrong guy getting hard and the right guy getting soft.
No, yeah.
This
I
is
was-
another T-shirt for you.
I was asking because one time I did have a shoot that was through Model Mayhem, and I was like going back and forth with a photographer
Yeah.
to like shoot and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I'm also like I see you have an OnlyFans, like I do that too. Like,
No,
would you want to
don't.
shoot?" And this was
No.
like after he already like booked me and like sent a deposit,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh no, like not
Yeah.
really." And I was like, "If you don't want to shoot anymore, like I totally get it, like it's fine." And he
Right.
was like, "Oh no, like we can still like do a photo shoot, like it's fine." And then I'm like, okay, like whatever. And I was still, like just like, eh.
Yeah.
But then I get there, and like this story gets crazier. I get there, I end up shooting with him, but like I get there and it's at his house. The shoot's at his house, which I
Right.
already knew that too. Like he told me,
Yeah.
but he was like butt ass naked. When
you got there?
What?
And it was a nude shoot for me too. So because I shoot nude, but yeah, he was like butt ass naked, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was like really like taken back. But he had a huge cock, and I was like, whoa, I should have said yes. And, like,
What an opener.
Oh my
I was
god.
Like, I was like really shocked. It was like crazy.
That's when you find out the nude shoot was just for him. You know?
Yeah, it's like I'm taking the pictures, but no, it was crazy. I was like, whoa, like
So,
crazy day, good surprise.
Did you fuck him?
No, I did
You
not.
didn't? Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah.
Well, because he didn't pay me for that. That wasn't in the
That's
agreement.
true.
I'm big on like when I get to the shoot. I'm
That's
like,
true.
But we didn't talk about that. Like
Yeah.
it's not really gonna happen because like I didn't prepare and it was just
Yeah.
like. But I was like, oh, like noted.
Yeah.
Like huge cock.
He has a big dick.
Yeah, I was like good to
Okay.
know. Like,
Make sure you saved his name right in your phone.
Yeah.
yeah, like,
Dude, but who like lets a stranger show up and is just butt ass naked? I understand
know, it
he's
was
confident,
crazy.
but
Yeah, he's so confident. I was just
was
like,
he cute
oh,
at all?
Face, no. Like, it's like
But
cock.
that dick,
but
though.
is that-
Yeah, it was like cock.
Is that necessary at
Yeah,
that
it's like
point?
Body?
Yeah, he was really fit. He was super fit. And it was super interesting too because he was like, we were like the same age.
Right.
So,
Oh.
like the sexual tension was crazy.
Oh,
but I'm
okay,
just
okay.
like,
I was
you know.
gonna say, all right, you know what? Okay, I'll let it slide.
No, yeah, I did. I was like, okay.
Slide into that.
I'm like, you're hung and you're soft. So I'm like, I was just like, okay.
I can see
Okay, so last one more question as we're getting like ready to wrap up the show.
Oh, it's so fast.
And this is for like the
Yeah.
both of you. Do you guys have any like passion projects outside of like your industry? like something that you like doing that's like isn't really related to like modeling or OnlyFans or anything like that?
You
Oh,
first.
I always have to go first. Any passion projects? Well, outside of sex work, I'm in school right now because I want to be an art director. Like I want to do
that's
music
awesome.
videos.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess that's like one of my passions, going to school right now to study that, to like really just do videos and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got this. You got this, girlie. I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you.
Myra Moans cosign. It's all I need.
Exactly. The Moans got
The
it.
Moans cosign.
For me, honestly, this is one of my biggest passion projects. I'm not really working on anything other than this right now. This is my main priority in shooting and OnlyFans and social media. And that's like it. And being with my friends and traveling. Those kind of, and my cats. That takes up enough right now.
Yeah, no, seriously,
Like,
that's like a lot of things.
Yeah, I'll try to pile some things on later on though.
Right. You're on a great start. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming.
Where can we find you, Dakota? Like, what are your socials?
Oh, you can find me on everything, on Instagram, on Twitter. Simone XX is my username. And then on YouTube, I'm Miss Dakota Simone.
Yay,
What
okay.
about on OnlyFans?
Oh, on OnlyFans, I'm Twerkita.
Hey, that's the best name I've ever heard.
love it.
It's like Laura. Like people used to call me that in high school, and it was my IG name, but my IG account got suspended, and all my
No.
socials got suspended.
Was that your
so I had
spam?
to change it. No, it was actually my main.
I
Like
love
people
it.
used to literally call me Twerkita.
Dude,
like,
that's so cool.
all the time. The reason I
Dude.
stopped like rebranding it because when I go to photo shoots, at the end of a shoot, people be like, "Can you twerk?" Like, and I'm like, "This is not a strip club."
Yeah,
Like,
no,
just like,
you're not getting your free
what?
pass.
Of course they can. Just not for you.
Yeah,
it's like sub to my
exactly.
page and I'll twerk for you.
Exactly.
It's like,
And you can find me on Twitter at Myra Moans, Instagram at Myra Moans, OnlyFans at Myra Moans, everything at Myra Moans.
yes.
Bye. Thank you. Yay.